Okay, to put your chain on your bike, you're gonna need a chain breaker, which is this tool, and you're gonna need like maybe some pliers to get this pin into the chain. At first, that's your first step, because this pin is what holds these two pieces together. So I'm gonna use the pliers to smash it in at first. Like that, because if you can't really tell, but I got a little bit of the pin into the link so that it could fit into the chain breaker. And what that does is it's kind of like it has a little needle in here, and it pushes this pin into the link for me, so I don't have to do it with pliers or anything. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, so right now I've twisted the pin into the chain, and you can see it's coming out on this end right here. So that's not a good thing, because now this part is loose. So just to finish it off, I'm gonna try and clamp both sides so that the link pops out on both sides of them, so it's not only one side. It's really hard to do because if you squeeze too much on one side, it's going to come out on the other. And it's all about making sure it's equally balanced. Like that. But you have to make sure you know what you're doing, and you have to be really careful to make sure that the pin goes all the way through, because if you're pedaling with your bike, then the chain could just fall right off, and that could be really bad. And if you don't know what you're doing, you should probably take it to a bike shop, but hopefully this video will help you. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put the headset in, which that is it's a bunch of bearings that go into the head tube of your frame, and it holds your fork, which is this part of your bike right here that holds your front wheel, and it holds your stem, this part of your bike that goes on the top that holds your handlebar. And these bearings in here allow the fork to move in the frame without any friction or anything like that, with the many different kinds of ball bearings in here. And yeah. Okay, the way these bearings are designed to fit into your head tube actually is shaped like the frame here, so it actually fits in really nice and snug, and you just press it in like this with your fingers, and it should fit perfectly like that. Okay, so now we put the headset onto the top and on the bottom of the frame. So all we have to do now is place the fork into this bottom right here. Right here, this tube goes into here, and it comes out the top. And it should fit just right. See, that's how it allows it to, the bearings inside the headset allow it to just spin freely like this. Without it, it wouldn't really do anything. And then we put the stem part of the bike onto the top to lock it in place so that this fork won't fall out or go anywhere when you're riding your bike. And then all we have to do is put the bolt in here so that it locks this and this together so that they don't go anywhere. Okay, so what we have here is we're placing these fixtures into the stem like I did here. I'm going to place this other one into this side of the stem so that it can allow the bolt to go through it. You just push it in really hard like that so that it allows this bolt to go through here and out the other side to tighten. And then I'm going to use this tool, Allen wrench, to screw it in. And it locks the fork inside of here so that it won't like spin out this way or that way when you're riding. And when you're tightening it, make sure it's actually tight and snug because you don't want it to be loose or that's not safe at all. Great. Okay, so what we're going to do now is put the handlebar into here, into the stem, and then cover it up with here. So basically all you really got to do is get your Allen wrench, place the bar in here, and then screw this bolt into here. Okay. Alright, so we've placed the cap onto the bar and we put 2 Allen bolts in. So just got to put 2 more on the bottom, and you kind of want to tighten them all at the same time because if you tighten one side too much, the other side will get loose and you won't really have a handlebar in place. So I usually tighten one corner a little bit snug but not too tight, like there, and then I move on to the next corner and do the same thing, and then I move down to this one and tighten it the same way. So that way the whole clamp that's onto the front of this handlebar has the same even strength onto the bar. And then I finish up the last bar. After you got it all kind of snug, you can adjust the way you want your handlebars. Alright, so now that we have the actual clamp onto the stem with the handlebar and everything all together, you want to adjust where you want your handlebars, and that's all your preference and what you're comfortable with. So like I usually like to line the angle of my forks with the bars somewhat, but like a little bit more forward, somewhat like this, because I feel like I have some room for my knees and it won't hit the handlebars around here or anything like that. But it's all up to you and what feels most comfortable for you, because some people like to run their bars way forward like this or way kind of back like this. It depends what they like to, what style of riding they're most into. But yeah.